Hey there, welcome back to Medifit Mosaic. Today we are going to dive into one of the most crucial topics when it comes to understanding type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance. If you have ever wondered what exactly is happening inside your body that leads to type 2 diabetes, then you are in the right place. By the end of this video, you will have a deep understanding of what insulin resistance is, how it develops, and how it is a key driver in the progression towards type 2 diabetes. So let us get started. Let us begin with the basics. To truly understand insulin resistance, we first need to grasp the role of insulin itself. Insulin is a hormone produced by your pancreas, and its primary job is to regulate the amount of glucose, that is sugar, in your bloodstream. After you eat, the carbohydrates in your food are broken down into glucose, causing your blood sugar levels to rise. In response, your pancreas releases insulin, which acts like a key, unlocking your body's cells so that they can absorb this glucose and use it for energy. Under normal circumstances, this process works beautifully. Your blood sugar level rise, insulin is released, glucose enters your cells, and everything runs smoothly. But in the case of insulin resistance, something disrupts this balance. The cells in your muscles, fats, and livers begin to ignore the signals the insulin sends. It is as if the key, which is insulin here, is trying to unlock the door, but the lock, your cells, won't budge. When this happens, glucose can't enter the cells as easily as it should, so it builds up in your bloodstream. And how does your body react to this? It tries to compensate by producing even more insulin to force glucose into the cells. Your pancreas ramps up its insulin production, working harder and harder to keep your blood sugar levels within a normal range. This is the body's initial response to insulin resistance. It is like turning up the volume on a speaker when the sound isn't loud enough. But over time, this overproduction of insulin isn't enough. The cells become more resistant, and eventually, your pancreas can't keep up with demand. At this point, blood sugar levels remain elevated, leading to a cascade of health issues. Let us now discuss how insulin resistance develops. Now that we have known what insulin resistance is, let us take a closer look at how it develops. Insulin resistance doesn't happen overnight. It is a slow and gradual process influenced by a combination of lifestyle factors and to some extent genetics. Number one is diet and poor nutrition. One of the major contributors to insulin resistance is a poor diet, particularly one high in processed foods, sugary beverages, and refined carbohydrates. These foods cause frequent blood sugar spikes, and with each spike, your pancreas has to release more and more insulin to manage the flood of glucose in your bloodstream. Over time, these constant blood sugar surges overwhelm the body's cells, and they begin to stop responding to insulin as they should. It is like constantly pressing a button. At first, the response is immediate, but if you keep pressing it over and over, the response starts to weaken. The same thing happens with the insulin. The more your body produces, the less effective it becomes over time. Number two is obesity and fat distribution. Carrying excess weight, especially around the abdomen, is another major factor. This type of fat, known as the visceral fat, isn't just stored energy, it is metabolically active. Visceral fat releases inflammatory substances and hormones that interfere with the insulin signaling, making your cells less responsive to insulin. The more fat you carry around your belly, the more likely you are to develop insulin resistance. Here is the encouraging part. Studies show that even a small reduction in the body weight, just 5 to 10%, can significantly improve insulin sensitivity and help your body respond better to insulin. So, even modest weight loss can make a big difference. Number three is physical inactivity. Your muscles play a huge role in regulating blood sugar because they are one of the primary sites where glucose is absorbed and used for energy. But when you are physically inactive, your muscles become less efficient at using glucose. Regular physical activity, on the other hand, makes your muscles more responsive to insulin, allowing them to absorb glucose more effectively. This is why people who are sedentary are at much higher risk of developing insulin resistance. Exercise is like a tune up for your cells. It makes them work better and keeps them more responsive to the insulin. Even moderate exercise like brisk walking for 30 minutes a day can boost insulin sensitivity and help prevent insulin resistance from worsening. Number fourth is chronic stress. Another factor that often goes overlooked is chronic stress. When you are stressed, your body releases a hormone called cortisol. Elevated cortisol levels over time can disrupt insulin's ability to function properly, leading to increased insulin resistance. So, stress isn't just bad for your mental health, it also plays a direct role in your body's metabolic health. Number fifth is genetics. And finally, while lifestyle factors are critical, genetics can also play a role. If you have a family history of type 2 diabetes, you may be more genetically predisposed to developing insulin resistance. But remember, genetics aren't destiny. Even if you have a genetic predisposition, making healthy lifestyle choices can significantly reduce your risk. Now, let us discuss the role of insulin resistance in the progression of type 2 diabetes. This is a gradual process that can take years to develop, but understanding the progression is the key to recognizing the importance of early intervention. Step 1 is initial compensation by the pancreas. In the early stages of insulin resistance, your pancreas works hard to compensate for the cell's decreased sensitivity to insulin. By producing more insulin, your body is able to maintain normal blood sugar levels for a while. But here is the catch: this is a temporary condition. Over time, your pancreas becomes overworked. Imagine your pancreas as an engine running at full speed all day, every day. It can keep up for a while, but eventually it starts to wear down. Step 2 is pre-diabetes. As insulin resistance worsens, your pancreas struggles to keep up with the body's increased demand for insulin. Blood sugar levels start to rise, but they are not quite high enough to be classified as diabetes. This stage is known as pre-diabetes, and it is critical warning sign. It is your body's way of telling you that it's time to take action, because at this point you can still reverse or slow down the progression to full-blown type 2 diabetes. Pre-diabetes is often silent, meaning many people don't even realize they have it. But if you are aware of it, this is your window of opportunity to make lifestyle changes that can bring your blood sugar back into the healthy range. Step 3 is type 2 diabetes. If insulin resistance continues unchecked, your pancreas becomes exhausted. It simply can't produce enough insulin to keep up with the demand. At this point, blood sugar level rise dramatically and type 2 diabetes is diagnosed. Insulin resistance is the core reason why blood sugar levels spiral out of control, leading to complications associated with diabetes, like damage to your heart, kidneys, nerves, and eyes. By the time type 2 diabetes is diagnosed, insulin resistance has usually been present for years. That is why it is so important to catch it early and address it before it reaches this stage. Let us talk about the early warning signs of insulin resistance. These signs can often go unnoticed, but catching them early can make a big difference in preventing the progression to type 2 diabetes. The number one is increased hunger, also known as polyphagia. One of the first signs is increased hunger even after you have just eaten. If your cells aren't getting the glucose they need for energy, your brain sends signal that you are still hungry. This can lead to overeating and often weight gain, especially around the abdomen. Number two is you feeling constantly tired even after a full night's sleep or a restful day. This is because your body is craving energy. Number three is dark patches on the skin, also known as acanthosis nigricans. A visible sign of insulin resistance is dark, velvety patches on skin, usually around the neck, armpits, or groin. This is known as acanthosis nigricans and is often a marker that your insulin levels are high and your body is struggling to respond to it. Number fourth is frequent thirst and urination. Just like with type 2 diabetes, Insulin resistance can cause frequent thirst and increased urination as your body tries to flush out excess glucose from the blood. Number fifth is brain fog or difficulty focusing. Some people with insulin resistance report feeling mentally sluggish or struggling with brain fog. This may be due to the body's fluctuating blood sugar levels, which can make it harder to concentrate and stay active. There you have it. Insulin resistance is at the core of type 2 diabetes. But the good news is that it is both manageable and even reversible with the right lifestyle changes. By understanding how insulin resistance develops and taking actions early, you can regain control of your health and significantly reduce your risk of progressing to type 2 diabetes. Thanks for watching, and remember to like this video, subscribe to Medifit Mosaic, and hit the bell icon for more valuable health tips and insights. Share the video with anyone you think might benefit from learning about insulin resistance. And I will see you in the next video. Stay healthy.